Hello everybody. Welcome back to some more Donkey Kong 64. Just beat the worst level in the game, the water level, Gloomy Galleon. And now we're going to give K. Lumsy the key, or one of his keys to get out.
When you said now we're gonna, I almost said something inappropriate.
I'm sure most things could be made inappropriate with that sentence. Anyway.
I don't know, let's build a sandcastle. How you make that inappropriate?
Let's build a sandcastle right up her cooch. There you go.
But it's not the same sentence.
Yeah, let's build a sandcastle right up her cooch.
Yeah, you just added something else to the sentence.
Yeah, that's how you made it worse.
Okay. Yeah, but then you're fundamentally changing it.
Oh, look at Mr. Perfectionist over here with his grammar.
It's not grammar, it's semantics.
It's your face. Anyway. This is often considered to be the best level in Donkey Kong 64, the Fungi Forest, but I don't know, never really did much for me. But anyway, here's a rather obtuse puzzle. There's a mushroom on the ceiling that when you shoot, it changes color. But it only changes color if you're the right Kong. Which, considering it starts off red, is a little bit odd. Because it makes it seem like, oh, it's just a weird mushroom on the ceiling. I don't know, I think they should have better showcased that you need a Diddy to start off the route, so to speak, you know? And we opened up something that we can't do until much later. Huzzah.
Oh, what a cock tease.
But we do open this up so we can take a picture of a banana fairy. Hooray!
Come here, you little slag. Pose for a picture.
At least she stood still long enough for that one.
Yeah. Decides to collaborate a little bit.
Anyway, I thought I noticed something, but then I figured it had something to do with the chunky pad, so... Which we're not going to be able to do until we get to the next level. So, hope you guys are nice and excited for that.
Oh, you can hear the excitement in my voice.
Well, you
Or the
currently dying
medication.
of sickness is what's taking away from all your excitement, so...
Listen, I have my body full of ibuprofen. I'm actually feeling quite nice right now.
Well, it'd be feeling a lot better if it was opium.
What the hell is going on here? What is he watching?
So basically, this is like some weird K. Rool looking at the world, but for whatever reason, it doesn't actually simulate the like the background that they're in. It's always this barrel.
Yeah, this is confusing. And useless. Like, why is this cutscene here?
Because there's a cutscene in front of every level that really serves nothing.
Till rather. Yeah, that's the main takeaway. It serves nothing. It's there to waste your time.
Yeah. Anyway, so the main thing that people like about this level, walk in the middle, and you can change the day-night cycle whenever. People really like that mechanic. I personally don't. I think it's kind of annoying, but
It's like the Banjo-Kazooie level.
yeah, but Click Clock Wood was fine because the idea behind that was like, how would I put it? Because you could do everything in that one section and then loop around, you know? Whereas here, it's not as obvious that you can do that. I think in this I do manage to do it, so I do all the daytime stuff and then all the nighttime stuff later. And oh, what a cock tease. They put one purple banana on the other side of a gate that I need Chunky to open.
Ah, that's such bullshit.
But anyway, as I was saying, the big issue here is that in Click Clock Wood, it's obvious that it's at least more obvious that you can like do everything like one season at a time and not have to go back, so to speak. Whereas here, it's not as obvious, especially with the way that the game is just designed with the Kongs in general. So. Yeah, one purple banana, can't get it, but oh well. Because the way that they do the day-night cycle here is that shit is just blocked off during the daytime or the nighttime. And it's very arbitrarily done. Like, a good example of that would be the gate that's just over to Chunky's right once this cutscene ends. Okay, I guess we won't see it. But yeah, like, there's no reason why the gate is there. There's nothing about it that says... aside from the gate, there's no other reason that the gate is closed during the daytime. It just is. But, and what's also kind of annoying about that gate, too, is that all it's doing is just blocking the warp to the boss room. Anyway, I skipped over the dialogue, but I think this is a homing gun upgrade that we got. Or homing bullets, I should say. Also, I'm not entirely sure if this is supposed to be a reference to the killer tomatoes from outer space, but either way, we're smushing tomatoes.
I imagine so.
Anyway, and then this worm doesn't want to be in this rainy area, so we gotta take her to a specific spot, which thankfully is telegraphed incredibly obviously, so... And the spot is literally just over here.
They have a specifically dedicated. They have a dedicated apple spot.
Yep, a nice painted apple spot. All right, now give me that banana.
It's full.
Because I like being big, I'm gonna continue running around as giant Chunky.
There are time limits to being giant.
Yeah, it's based on how many crystal coconuts you have. And that was something I didn't quite realize, but makes sense in retrospect. I crushed that guy just by jumping on him in the giant mode. And yeah, I'm just sort of realizing, oh yeah, I need a bean for this area, so I have to just leave. Oh well. And like I said in a previous episode, like, at a point, currency is completely worthless in this game. It's just more of a hindrance at the very beginning.
We're gonna paint a plant a beanstalk, and it's gonna send us to the next level in the sky.
Almost. It sends us to a golden banana that we have to call a parrot to carry us up. Gulk, you're not saying anything. I'm assuming this makes total sense.
I just find myself struggling to think of anything relevant to say to that information.
Look, man. You have to play either more point-and-click adventure games or more platformers to understand the complex mechanics that is how game designers think, alright?
I don't know, I think in the 90s their thought was highly dictated by some drugs.
All the drugs, all the best
Oh,
ones.
especially the point-and-click, especially for point-and-click adventure. I bet those people were in all kinds of substances. Give me a second. My cat is being a bum.
Don't worry, my cats are always bums. That's why I love them. And I guess at this moment I'm just looking around, seeing sort of the best pathing, because for whatever reason, I know that the well is where Chunky's minecart is, but I'm guessing that I'm trying to figure out a good path to get to different areas, just because of the whole colored bananas bullshit that this level has been doing. So, hey. Don't worry, the audience knows all your secrets now. And speaking of secrets, minecart level, yay! And unlike Diddy Kong, Chunky takes the whole cart with him. And this one is also a bit more, you have to be controlling the forward and back, or brake momentum, a lot more than I think what you had to with Diddy, so. Yes, Chunky, I see you. God damn it. You know what sucks about 2D objects in a 3D environment? It's hard to hit them. But, yeah, basically the gimmick is that you hit the green bells to open the gates, the red ones close it. And I think that's like the last time we deal with the bells in this minecart level anyway, so...
I don't know if it's not make that as a repeated mechanic.
Yeah, we just have to deal with boulders and TNT carts.
Is there a specific, what is the number of those coins you have to grab?
50. Oh, I lied. There's one green belt. Also, I'm not exactly sure why they showed this off like it's a major fucking thing. Especially since it's like literally just one corner away, but whatever.
It's like it looks like you're... It's not like you're gonna fight a boss there.
Yeah. That's what it was kind of feeling like, but no. And I'm not sure if the middle path is technically the best one there, but I don't know. I always take it because you don't have to deal with the fireballs.
I did rewatch some of the episodes of the Ocarina of Time playthrough you did.
Yeah.
And I found it quite amusing that one of the episodes like I happened to watch was the one where I was suffering from a irritated nose and had resorted to sniffing alcohol to calm my nostrils. Nostrils.
I mean, I guess that could work. I don't know. That sounds like a an old like home remedy that turns out not to work.
Oh, it did work. It was the thing that kept me from sneezing the whole episode.
I just finished up with some first aid training, which I passed, thankfully, so I can hopefully never have to use it. But apparently one of the things that I learned was that one of the old myths that people were told for the longest time to help treat burns was to rub butter on the wound.
What? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, and when I heard that, my first question was, wait, people actually believe that? And it's like, yes, for a while people did believe that if you, like, burn yourself on, like, a stove or something, the best remedy for that is not to run cold water, but to rub butter onto the burn.
That is mad. Like, I've honestly never heard of that.
Yeah, and needless to say, that is incredibly stupid, considering that most places, when they cook steak, do so in butter. So, you know, you're putting...
If you get burned, make sure your flesh is properly seasoned, okay?
Yeah, basically. But, no, the actual thing that you're supposed to do is run your hand under some cold water for a bit.
Speaking of which, if your death happens to be getting cooked to be eaten by cannibals, which is likely to happen given you live in Canada.
I don't think the quality of Indian was that bad, but okay, go on. Indians from India. I know that there's a cannibal cult that lives out in India.
Okay, you can shut up now. How would you rather be cooked?
Sautéed. That sounds fancy. How about you?
Yeah. As long as it's not flambéed.
I mean, flambéed sounds pretty fancy as well.
Yeah, but I wouldn't like to be alive in the process of that.
Well, I'm sure they'd be nice enough cannibals to at least give you a good stabbing in the back of the neck so you don't feel it. You know, like what you're supposed to do with lobsters before you just throw them into a boiling pot. Man, I wish lobsters were still a poor man's food.
Are you not allowed to fish them anymore?
No, it's not that. It's just that it's one of those things where it was a poor person's food, and then rich people started getting into it, so now it's a rich person's food.
It's the same thing with salmon, I think. Salmon used to be like just considered poor person food because it's the stuff that is available in the rivers.
But then all the bears decided to get fancy and hoard it all for themselves, and that's why we must declare war on the bears.
So you agree with total bear death?
Well, I agree that the guy who did that one bear documentary to talk about how great bears were was a traitor to the human race.
He was a traitor and an appeaser. And look how they repaid him.
Yeah, I know we've definitely mentioned him like more than enough times, but yeah, that guy, I forget his name and frankly don't really care. I think he's an idiot. But for those who don't know, there's a documentary, I forget what it's called. I think it was like...
Grizzly Man.
Yeah, the Grizzly Man, that's it. Who really loved bears to the point where he would like feel up their poo and then be like, oh, this is so delicious and fantastic feeling bear poop. It's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Anyway, long story short, him and his then girlfriend got eaten by a bear.
Which is amazing that a woman was... Let me choose my words.
Willing to date such a man.
Yeah, that woman was willing to date such a man. I was gonna say that she was crazy enough, but then I remember, well, she's a woman, so...
Yeah, yeah, it was just one of those things where it was just like... I'm sure my opinion of him was tainted somewhat because of our English teacher at the time had us do 4 out of our 5 assignments based around bears. And it drove everybody in the class fucking nuts to the point where for the one assignment, he said, okay, out of all the assignments that we did so far, which one was your favorite to do? And I wrote the one that wasn't about bears, because it wasn't about bears.
So, what is he, she a teacher of it, what again?
He was an English teacher.
Why was he so obsessed with bears? Was it his persona?
I have no idea, but all I know is that it turned out he was a pedophile, so...
Oh! Oh! That was a twist.
Yeah, that was a twist to everybody. Basically, it was just one day, for a week, we had a substitute teacher, and then the substitute teacher became our main teacher, and no one figured out why until it turned out, he got in the news, essentially, or something got leaked or whatever, that, there was a student in one of his classes who was a girl who basically did the whole, oh man, I'm failing this class, but I really need an A teacher. And, well, he decided to give into his porn instincts.
How old was she?
Well, we were in high school at the time, so young enough. Yeah, so... on that dour note...
Suffer no thoughts. It's not worth it.
I think earlier in this level I showed off that there was a pad that we couldn't Grand Slam, or Simian Slam. So, in this level we get the upgrade to do the Super Simian Slam. So now we can push down blue switches, as well as green switches.
Big Buttus specials. I'm surprised anyone didn't go with Biggest Buttus.
Yeah. I wonder if, well, yeah, it probably isn't, like, actually scientifically accurate terminology, but it'd be funny if it was.
What's your favorite scientific comedic scientific terminology?
In real life, or one that I've heard from a, like a show?
Real life.
I keep forgetting what the name of it is, but it's the scientific name for the phobia of really long words.
Oh, which is in itself a really long word.
Yeah, it's like a 40-character long word. And it's like, God damn it, scientists, you knew exactly what you're doing, and you're fucking assholes.
Yeah.
There was a South Park episode that I saw where Stan got diagnosed with Asperger's. And that one was pretty funny because it then turned out to be a Matrix parody. Where all the people with Asperger's were like the people plugging into the Matrix, and how they plugged into the Matrix to see the real world for what it was to get outrageously drunk. And the Asperger people were like, Stan, obviously Asperger's doesn't exist. Why the fuck would scientists call it Asperger's? That's just mean.
I don't recall the Predator movie. I think it's just called The Predator.
Oh, the one where autism was the next step in human evolution?
Yes, and there was a scene where his school bullies called the little kid Asperger.
And then the kid was like, no! It's autism! It's completely different!
I was just thinking to myself, okay, even if you thought this was like one of the cringy things that school bullies said, does not mean that the audience should have to suffer through it, okay?
Yeah.
Suffer through a line like that.
Anyway, so here's one of the reasons I also don't like this level. This is the one time where you have to come back to this level, kind of like in... Actually, surprisingly enough, it's almost the exact same reason for Banjo-Kazooie, where you had to go back to Freeze-Easy Peak. So, Lanky Kong, in order to get the golden banana from this bunny, you need to race him twice, because the first time he's like, fuck you, I don't count the first race as you winning as legitimate. So you need the speed barrel that you get in the next level in order to get the golden banana, which is annoying.
Why does this game insist on doing this?
I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of design issues with this game that go just beyond just the way that it's coded.
Yeah, but the insistence on doing so many things, making you do so many things multiple times.
Well, it's gotta be the biggest fucking game ever. And to be fair, it still kind of holds that title.
Well, it holds for most collectibles.
Yeah. Not bad for a lumbering ape. Wow, fucking racist. But anyway, at least the stupid rabbit is nice enough to at least give us a few coins for beating him the first time.
Oh, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah. But basically that was just a setup for when we come back. And let's see. I know that the Diddy stuff in this section is for nighttime only, so I think
I'm sure it
we
is.
do Dixie. I'm sure you're laughing about baby oil right now, right?
Yes. Is that the Diddy stuff is only for nighttime, and most definitely is. It's when their authorities are sleeping.
Yeah, no one's awake at that time. Yeah, so we're doing Dixie's thing right now, which I think this is where we get the bean for the other level, or the other section, I should say. But we gotta make tiny in order to do this. Yay, and I don't know what this is supposed to be, like an anthill or something?
Well, it just like... Well, it's definitely not.
Yeah, it's not an anthill, it's a crocodile hill.
Yes. I still have not read about that species of crocodile.
Yeah, the purple one. Yeah, I tried to think of a name, but I couldn't think of one. Oh well. Yeah,
It would be funny.
yeah,
though,
here it
if
is. Just the bean just appears.
It looks like a kidney.
Yeah, it's a kidney bean.
It just looks like a giant kidney that was somehow, I don't know, somehow the crocodiles in this mound were involved with organ trafficking. And your prize is getting like a massive kidney.
Yeah, put it
Turns
on
out
ice
this whole
and
game-
donate it to your local hospital.
Turns out this game was just like a a metaphor for a healthcare system. And now we're gonna give Chunky Kong his much needed kidney transplant.
Yeah, he's been holding in his pee for far too long. But,
We do not want to have a Tycho Brahe situation, right?
I have no idea who that is.
Danish astronomer who got a bladder infection and died.
Well, sorry to hear that. Unless he was a piece of shit, then... Oh well.
He has a pretty interesting life. The guy was one of those one of those eccentric figures. That just
I
happened to
forgot the
us.
guy's name, who invented the spruce goose.
Those sound like made-up words. I have you know.
Well, I'll have you know that spruce is a type of wood, and goose is an animal. So, checkmate.
Yeah, but put together, they sound like made up.
Yeah, but the person I'm talking about, the spruce goose is an aircraft carrier made entirely out of wood, and the guy who made it did so because they had problems transporting tanks during, I think it was World War II. And that was the reason why he made it out of wood, so that way the plane would be lighter so that it could carry the tanks.
You were talking about Diddy, you said like the specific missions that he can do are only for nighttime.
A good chunk of them, actually, yeah, but I think there's a couple things that we can do during the daytime, and I'm just looking around here being like, alright, well, what's the reason for a jetpack in the starting area? It turns out there really wasn't one, so... Also, I guess I'm trying to figure out the best course of action to go forward, because, like I said, Fungi Forest is kind of annoying. At least when it comes to navigating.
Really, of all places?
What do you mean, of all places?
I don't know, I imagine the water level to be harder to navigate.
Maybe in terms of speed, but in terms of how it's laid out, not really, because Gloomy Galleon is basically a hallway that leads into a small opening, and then the two hallways that branch off of it lead into two different areas. And that's pretty much it. Fungi Forest is a lot more sprawling in comparison.
I wonder if any percent speed runs even, like, how many Kongs they even bother freeing.
Oh, and the any percent speedruns?
Yeah.
I heard this game is so glitchy to the point where a very common glitch is to basically fly around as DK. And I think because of that, you can just beat the game without even collecting a golden banana. But anyway, for those of you wondering how I know what the password is for this lever puzzle, it's on the wall over there. And it's hard to see through the two chain link fences. So I think it's a 3 then a 2. And it also doesn't help that movement, for whatever reason, gets a little bit weird if you're trying to be pinpoint with it.
Kind of annoying how long it takes to... Yeah, look, he does that thing with his hands every time he goes to pull a lever.
Well, yeah, like in the cartoons where you spit on your hands, rub them together, then you grab your mallet or whatever and smack it, and then it hits the bell at the very top, and then you win a teddy bear.
Yeah, you did not make that any less stupid. But like, it's obnoxious to have a character do that kind of pointless animation every time you need him to just grab something. Just grab something and grab a lever and pull it.
Well, good news, we only have to watch DK do a puzzle like that one more time after this.
I'm thinking like...
And the only clue for this to make any kind of sense is that the picture there just has a picture of the steel barrels. But I also did realize, oh yeah, I'm supposed to get the water mill going first, even though the conveyor belt's working, so you'd think it'd be fine, but no.
Well, why do you have to get the water mill working?
So that way the grinder starts turning. I mean, come on, Goke. You can't have the barrels blow up on a still grinder. The grinder has to be moving. And if you had it the other way, where the grinder was moving, but the conveyor belt wasn't, you can't just throw the barrels into the grinder. What are you, stupid?
Have you ever thought of using nitroglycerin? I remember that movie, I don't know, I think it was with Mark Wahlberg, where they have to scale the K2 mountain with nitroglycerin in their backs.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember watching that as a kid, and it disturbed me. Is that the movie where the one mountain climber has no toes?
Possibly.
Yeah, because for whatever reason, they show a scene of him rubbing his feet, and he has no toes. And I think part of the storyline for him was that his wife died mountain climbing or some shit.
Yes. And I remember being...
And like 10 people died to rescue one woman.
Yes, 10 people, basically over half of his team dies to rescue his sister. I was like, that is a tremendous failure. More people had died than if they had done nothing.
Yeah, because I think there was only like 3 or 4 people that were caught up in that mountain. And of course the one guy that was trapped up there was a crazy retard, so he killed everybody else.
No, he killed the one who was, the guy who was already super sick and dying.
Yeah, because he was like, I want all the medicine for myself.
Of course, they gotta shoehorn a villain in there. But I remember one of the guys saying when he was suggesting the plan of walking up the mountain with nitroglycerin. That one of the guys in the audience responds, 100,000 sperm and you were the first one?
Well, yeah, because it became a major point halfway through that movie where it's like, oh yeah, we have all this nitroglycerin, and oh yeah, shit, it's gonna heat up in the sun as we're walking up the mountain. We're gonna
Yeah, it's
explode.
sensitive to light. Somehow we didn't know this information up to now. Whoopsie daisy!
And I don't even know why they needed the nitroglycerin. I think it was just like to help explode like the side of the mountain so they could get to
Yeah, they needed to
people
blow
trapped
up
or
a
some shit.
hole. Yeah, they needed to blow up a hole in the top. They were at a military base, so I'm amazed. Like you guys literally had nothing else.
Yeah, you couldn't bring up some sticks of TNT.
Yeah, you guys literally had nothing else but nitroglycerin. That is a bit far-fetched, not gonna lie.
I also don't know why the guy at the end of the movie when he cut the rope, he didn't just do it below him.
Yeah,
Because he cut the rope because they were too heavy, and the guy below him was like the asshole guy, right?
yeah. So it's like, you, dude, you like, I mean, I don't know. Let's finish the episode.
Yeah, right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time. Have a nice night.
Ciao, ciao.